What David says before he ever picks up a stone should stop us in our tracks. He tells Saul, then Goliath, exactly how the story will end. He promises defeat. He even talks about cutting off Goliath's head, but here's the thing. He doesn't have a sword. Only Goliath does. That kind of confidence sounds reckless unless you listen carefully to where it's coming from. David's words are not hype. They're not bravado. They are saturated with language Israel has used for generations. He keeps invoking the Lord of hosts. He keeps talking about the armies of the living God. David doesn't frame this as a personal challenge or a test of his courage. He frames it as a matter of God's reputation. This distinction really matters because this is where we often misread the story. We turn David into an example of self-belief. Just be confident, be bold, trust yourself. But David's confidence isn't rooted in David at all. It's rooted in what God has attached to his name. Goliath hasn't just insulted Israel, he has mocked the God who claims them as his own, and that's why David sounds so certain. He isn't gambling on his own strength, he's leaning into what he knows to be the truth about God's character. David believes that God will act because God has something at stake. This isn't about David proving himself. It's about God defending his name. I want to suggest that fear grows when faith stays abstract. When God is an idea, a doctrine, a set of beliefs that we hold at a distance, problems feel enormous. Goliath looks unbeatable when God is theoretical, but courage grows when God's character becomes personal, when his faithfulness is remembered, when his name means something concrete. David never says, I think I can do this. He says, the Lord will deliver. His courage flows from relationship, not optimism, from history, not adrenaline. He remembers lions and bears, not because he survived them, but because God was present with him in those moments too. That reframes the story for us. Courage here isn't about minimizing the size of the giant. David doesn't pretend Goliath isn't dangerous. Courage comes from magnifying God's faithfulness until it outweighs the threat. So here's the question we have to sit with today. What feels bigger in your life right now? The problem you can see clearly or the God you claim to know? Fear thrives when God becomes distant. Courage grows when his character moves back to the center. Thanks for spending a few minutes before the noise with me today. And don't forget, real confidence isn't found in believing more in yourself. It's found in trusting in the God who has already proven himself. He loves you more deeply than you could ever imagine. I'll see you tomorrow.